Okay, hey, what's up, guys? We're just doing another YouTube video today. Last video, I kind of went over all the stuff here, the synths. We kind of did that. I can't remember if we did the synths, did we? But we did add the bass. I added this bass, but I'll show you what we got so far for this song. So yeah, let's get to it. We're going to do the drums today. So what we're going to do next, we're going to pull up Splice here. I'm just going to search up kick. I want my library, so... Nothing works better than this kick. So I like that kick. Snare. So let's use a snare here. One that just smacks at that 200. Kind of like that. So now let's look for a clap. I think we'll go with this one. This R&B clap. So let's kind of create this quickly. I'll be back. You'll see what I did. Okay, so this is the loop that I came up with. I'll just play it along with this right here. Pretty cool loop. Next, we're gonna we're gonna throw in some hi-hats here. So I'll show you. Okay, I did find a hi-hat. It's right here. It's this one. I just typed in hi-hats inside this loop finder or whatever you call it. And oh my god. So we're just gonna use this one, and we're literally just gonna use one out of here. And the thing that we are gonna do is about maybe around here, we're just gonna have it on play on the offbeat, almost like the but without the kick. The ye old boots and cats. We might change where this starts. To be honest, I think it might be quite suitable to put it here. I think actually it should be a little bit more kind of like okay, I think I know where to put it. Okay. Maybe we'll start it right around half mark point. Kind of like that. Maybe we might layer it just to make it a little bit more stronger than it is. Let's find another hi-hat. I might go with this one. Let's try this one. Let's try this. The other thing we just so we can hear those a bit better, let's bring these down quite a bit. Pretty cool. That's a possible one. That's probably a good one. Okay, so let's use this one as well. As soon as it downloads. Got this one as well. We got this one. We're going to use this one just because I like it. Okay, and we're going to use this one right here. So what I kind of like to do is I kind of like to have a bass, not a bass, but like some sort of like, how do I say, kind of like foundation for this. So, okay, so I could bring it back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this, I'm going to shorten it. So this is going to be our kind of our bass right here. Let's bring all of these into the proper timing. So we need to make this one a bit longer. Then we need to make this one a bit shorter. Let's get rid of that quickly. So there is a lot of stuff that we can use for perk. So let's cut this up. So let's cut this right here. So let's let this play a little bit. Maybe we'll just kind of go like this. And then for this last sec right here, this last little bar for around here, right after that plays. I like that. We'll kind of cut it off there. And we'll kind of do that the same way too. And then we could actually kind of speed this up a little bit. Let's speed it up to about maybe here, maybe. So you hear that? And then let's get rid of this because we kind of want that to play on its own. So pretty cool. And we'll just kind of go to the halfway point right here. Let's use one of these two. I'll put it in here. We want the big part to land right there. It doesn't really matter where this is because it'll kind of make it feel like it's syncopated. And we want that to play on its own. So let's get rid of these notes here. What the? So that's pretty cool. Let's get rid of that. Let's kind of tighten it up a bit. And then let's tighten it up right here. Put around halfway point. There we go. And then for this bar, let's use one of these sounds. Oh wait, that was the other one. For the second part, we're going to use a lot of these sounds. Let's see how it sounds right here. Pretty cool. And then around the second part right here, let's use that second part. Kind of weird, but we'll roll with it. So let's kind of have that right there. Let's have that play with itself by itself. That didn't sound right. I didn't mean to say that. So that's pretty cool. Let's actually have it play over here. Then we could have this play on its own. And I'm just kind of placing these in different parts of the drop by itself. And then that's a 1, 2, 3, 4. And for this last part, it'd be cool to have like, okay, let's do this. Then we're gonna bounce these. And then it's gonna have its own track now. And then we're gonna reverse it like that. This is pretty cool. And then we just repeat it. And then we got our nice, awesome perks. As you can see too, I got that nice sounding hi-hat. Might use that in a lot of my songs, but we're just gonna put it right here. Just because I like the way it sounded. Why is there two? Oh. Anyways, let's do this. I really love the way this sounded. Other tip too, I didn't really do a good job on this track, but one cool thing that you can do to make your drops sound very tight is just kind of dragging all of these and just literally making sure that they're not in any other transients ways. So like right here, I would probably, tighten that up, maybe do this, like just go like that, making sure there's nothing on the snare and stuff like that. I'll probably do that later. I'll probably do it in a different video, but right now we're just trying to get a vibe. So let's see how this sounds. Oh, wait. These are a little bit loud. Hold on. These are loud too. The other thing I want to do is I just want to do hats. Let's see. There's these one hats that I really love. Are they frisky hats? No. Oh, classic. So on the second part of the drop, we're going to have like this pause here. So, create some tension. Make sure nothing is playing in that part. So for like that, yeah, this last bar right here, we're just going to cut everything off. Okay? And then we're going to have on this one, we're going to kind of get rid of all those, stuff that we did because, we're switching it up a little bit. But as soon as that happens, I'll show you. I just want to get my crash. Where's my favorite? Oh yeah, there's my crash. I always use this crash. Anyways, bring it down a little bit. So this is how it's gonna sound. Sounding pretty cool, not gonna lie. But let's hear how it sounds with all the stuff that we made in here. Let's do that. Let's see how that sounds. So this is how it sounds all together. To make more tension, it doesn't sound fully yet. It kind of sounds off to me, but we'll fix that later. might actually have to make this a little bit. I think the drums are a bit off. Let's see. These are also extremely loud. Okay, so yeah, that's basically what we got. It sounds very, very dry. I'll show you in the next video what we're going to do, like stuff like reverb and automating it to where... Actually, you know what? Let me just do that now. This is a really cool trick that I like to use. It really makes your synths sound a lot bigger and it hits harder. So if you take your favorite reverb, doesn't matter what reverb, we're going to automate this. And we are going to give it some awesome sounds. Where's the mix? We're gonna go with the mix. So how we're gonna automate this is whenever the notes hit, we're gonna have it at like 100%, right? But when it's off, we're gonna have it at 0, okay? But we have to make sure that we're we're not overdoing it. So let's kind of test it out, see how it sounds. Let's just make sure that we got just the one. So it makes it sound a little bit muddy. Let's bring it down. Let's do this as well. Oh, actually, what am I doing? See, so now we kind of found the sweet spot. I kind of used too much. So let's do that. So we're going to do that. Let's do that. And then we're going to go like that. Okay. And it really just makes it pop when and then we're leaving room for like the percussion inside of this. Okay, so we don't want that 50 or 100. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to get rid of this. And it creates this like awesome cool effect with it too. It's almost like it's a little bit, makes it sound dreamy, the synth. So want to be nice and make this sound nice and tight. As well, we can also create cool effects as well. So for example, maybe for like this part, because it's the last chord of the song. Oh, actually no, we'll actually do it for let's do it for this part of the song. Yeah, this one. Or do we? No, we'll just do it like this. So we're going to do this. We're going to go like that. And then let's use our automation curve tool. And we're just going to do that. And then we'll just leave it there and then leave it like that. And then we'll kind of do the same there. But yeah, that's kind of the idea that I wanted to show you. Let's hear how it sounds right here. See how it sounds with this? And it makes it sound so much bigger. The other things that you can do too is, actually no, for some odd reason, it doesn't sound good when you use the linear EQ. Maybe somebody could, but I like using the linear EQ when I cut some stuff. So. And I try not to use harsh cuts like this. For some odd reason, for me at least, it creates a lot of like, how do I say, like it's hard to mix other instruments for some reason, if you know what I mean. Like I get a lot of clicks in different places. I get some phasing issues, and I just find having a less harsher EQ, that's just from my experience, or cutoff right here, like having a little bit of a slope rather than a wall, if you know what I mean. Sorry, I just had to take a drink of my drink. But yeah. The other thing we could do is, for this, we could also do it the same. Oh, I did it yet. So let's look for the frequencies for the this right here. So right here, let's kind of cut this, because this is where our what's it called? Our snare is going to reside. So let's get rid of that frequency. Let's do that in there too, because that's where we want to cut as well. We'll do it here, unless it's already cut. Yeah, it's already cut. We don't need to worry. So if you listen, our snare is going to sound very thick. Okay, it's actually a 400. Wait, let me see here. There we go. You hear it? It's kind of poking through now. So it kind of has that 400 hertz bump. I thought it was 200. I guess it was a little bit off, but you kind of get the idea. We're cutting that frequency. Also too, we want to sidechain. So let's sidechain all of these to the kick. Make that kick. We want that kick to poke through a lot. So let's go to this one. And I used to use, what's the word? I used to use, you know what? Never mind. Let's move on. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Let's use this. Okay. So let's kind of... Why isn't it doing it? Okay, so what I did here was I basically just took the release, because it's a very short kick. We kind of just want it to kind of come in really fast, and that's about it. So we want it to hug around that kick, the sidechain. And the object of the sidechain is to make it as least noticeable as possible, especially for this genre. For stuff like house, maybe it's okay because, you know, it's a bit intentional. But for this, kind of like listen. So it's not too noticeable, but we don't want it to be like something like this, because it just kind of throws off everything. So if we kind of do it, find a middle ground. There we go. I kind of like that. So now if we go do it to this one, we could actually transfer that because we're kind of sidechaining the same thing. So we don't really need to worry about that. So if you can take a shortcut, take it. Let's do it. So now if we go like this, this is kind of making it seem a little bit muddy. Let's bring it down a little bit, because we don't want it muddy. So it's making it seem muddy. I'll fix it. I'll show you guys what I did to it after. But yeah, you kind of get the idea of what we're trying to do here. Trying to make this sound so big. So yeah, hope everybody enjoyed the video. Hopefully you learned some. Let me know if you have got any questions, and peace.